Penny, you out here?
Come on, honey, not in front of my dad.
Relax. I've seen you do a lot worse with a lot stupider.
See, he doesn't mind.
So, Leonard.
In The Big Bang Theory, Leonard and Penny are celebrated as a sweet, if imperfect, couple. However, one particularly cringeworthy moment from their relationship comes in Season 4, Episode 9, The Boyfriend Complexity. After telling her father a lie that she and Leonard are back together to make him happy, Penny asks Leonard to play along. Leonard, realizing he has the upper hand, takes things too far, kissing Penny without her real consent, crashing her dinner with her dad, and pressuring her to say "I love you," despite knowing her struggles with the phrase and their past breakup. His behavior in this episode feels manipulative and uncomfortable, straying from the generally kind and thoughtful Leonard fans had come to love. For the writer, this storyline stands out as one of the most unbearable and skippable moments in the series. The Big Bang Theory, Leonard kissing Penny and his cringe behavior is not something I want to watch again. The Big Bang Theory gave us one of the sweetest fictional couples of all time, Leonard and Penny. Two polar opposites who find love despite their wildly different worlds colliding, one a nerdy physicist and the other a charming aspiring actress. What could have been a recipe for disaster ended up being the most unforgettable part of the beloved sitcom. However, even a couple as sweet as THM wasn't free of shortcomings. Whether it was Penny inviting her brother to stay without consulting Leonard, or Leonard secretly fixing her paper, the two had their fair share of moments that proved love isn't always textbook perfect. However, if I had to handpick a moment in their relationship that was downright cringy, I know I'll have to turn to the boyfriend complexity. Leonard and Penny's worst moment in The Big Bang Theory. Despite parting their ways with each other, Penny, Kaylee Cuoco, has a hard time convincing her dad, Wyatt, that her relationship with Leonard, Johnny Galecki, is over for good. In the man's eyes, Leonard was the perfect guy who could give him his dream of having grandkids who would grow up in a house that was not on wheels. In order to get him off her back, Penny tells a little white lie that comes back to bite her. She tells Wyatt that she and Leonard worked things out and were seeing each other again. In Season 04, Episode 09, The Boyfriend Complexity, Leonard goes over to her apartment, where he comes face to face with the man in question. To sell her story, Penny passionately embraces her boyfriend in a kiss, leaving him stunned as she closes the door on his face. Later, she confides her secret in him, asking him to play along till her father leaves. Penny says, "You were the first guy he's ever really approved of, you know. You're a scientist who went to college and you don't have a neck tattoo, OT outstanding warrants, or a baby. When I told him we split up he was heartbroken and he kept bugging me, so to get him off my back, I told him we worked things out. So far, so good, right? But here's where the episode gets worse and absolutely unbearable to watch, at least for me. In a show with countless great storylines and character arcs, this one just doesn't hit the mark. Trust me, I've watched my fair share of sitcoms, and not many plots have made me cringe quite like this did. When Leonard realizes that the ball is in his court, he does his best to have the time of his life, but at Penny's expense. He kisses her whenever he wants, despite her reluctance, crashes their daddy-daughter dinner, and makes her say "I love you," even though he was well aware of her prior issues with the declaration. Not to mention that this was exactly what led to their breakup in Season 3, and yet, Leonard couldn't help himself. Watching him take advantage of Penny's situation was uncomfortable, to say the least. I get that he probably saw a chance to relive his romance with her, but there is a difference between being hopeful and downright manipulative. Moreover, Leonard completely obliterated Penny's boundaries. He knew that she wasn't on the same page, yet he kept pushing and taking advantage of her helplessness. After the first scene, it stopped being funny and started feeling forced. Check out the moments below. The worst part? This wasn't the Leonard that we saw over the seasons. Sure, he had his flaws, he was insecure, needy at times, and maybe even passive-aggressive, but he was also kind, thoughtful, and he genuinely cared about Penny. All of this just makes the storyline unnecessary, and honestly, if I rewatch The Big Bang Theory, I wouldn't mind pressing the skip button on The Boyfriend Complexity.